Assalamu alaikum. This is Shahrukh Mujumdar welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus on way to New York to attend 80th session of UNGA. ICT1 completes deposition and cross-examination of 48th witness against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in case over crimes against humanity. Chattogram City Corporation starts cleanliness awareness drive, fine to be imposed in case of violation. Four US citizens, including 3 children among 5, killed in Israeli airstrike on southern Lebanon. And Bangladesh moved to semi-final of SAF Under-17 Championship, thrashing Sri Lanka by 4-0 in final group match in Colombo. Those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus left for New York in the early hours of today to attend the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly. A commercial flight of Emirates Airlines carrying the Chief Advisor and his entourage departed Hazrat Shahjalal International Airport, Dhaka, at about 1:40 a.m. 5 political leaders, BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir, BNP Acting Chairman's Foreign Affairs Advisor Humayun Kabir, Jamaat-e-Islami Naib Amir Syed Abdullah Muhammad Tahir, National Citizen Party NCP Member Secretary Akhtar Hussain and NCP's first Senior Joint Member Secretary Dr. Tasneem Zara are accompanying the Chief Advisor as part of the official delegation. Jamaat leader Muhammad Nakibur Rahman will join the delegation from the United States. Professor Yunus will address the UN General Assembly on September 26th. In his speech, the Chief Advisor is expected to highlight the interim government's reform initiatives, the aspirations of the July 2024 mass uprising, and its firm commitment to holding free, fair and inclusive elections in February 2026. This year's UNGA is especially significant for Bangladesh, as on September 30th, the UN will host for the first time a high-level conference on the situation of Rohingya Muslims and other minorities in Myanmar. The Chief Advisor will also take part in the high-level meeting to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the World Programme of Action for Youth on September 25th. Bangladesh will also join discussions on women, peace and security, underscoring its contribution as one of the top peacekeeping nations. During the visit, the Chief Advisor will attend the UN Secretary General's welcome reception, a reception hosted by US President Donald Trump, and hold multiple bilateral meetings with global leaders. The Chief Advisor is scheduled to return home on October the 2nd. International Crimes Tribunal 1 has completed the deposition and cross-examination of the 48th witness Ali Hassan Zunaid against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 2 others in the case filed over crimes against humanity during the July-August uprising. Apart from Sheikh Hasina, the other accused in the case are former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal and former Inspector General of Police Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun. The tribunal will now proceed with the testimony of the 49th and last general witness, Sabrina Afroz Shebanti, sister of martyr Shoikat from Dhaka's Mohammadpur. The 20th day of testimony began this morning at the tribunal headed by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtuja Mujumdar. Earlier, over 19 days of proceedings, 48 out of the total 81 listed witnesses had been examined and cross-examined. Meanwhile, on the 7th day of testimony in the case filed over the killing of Abu Said, the first martyr of the July-August mass uprising, proceedings are underway against former Begum Rokeya University Vice-Chancellor Hasibur Rashid and 29 others for crimes against humanity. The hearing and cross-examination began at the International Crimes Tribunal 2, led by its chairman, Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry. So far today, the tribunal has completed the cross-examination of the sixth witness, Siam Hussein Ayan. Later, Inspector Rukunuzzaman from the CID's Forensic Department testified before the tribunal, confirming the authenticity of an audio recording of a conversation between Sheikh Hasina and Sheikh Fazle Nur Taposh. In the previous 6 days, the tribunal had recorded and cross-examined 6 other witnesses in the case. Earlier in the day, former IGP Chaudhry Abdullah Mamun and 6 other accused in 2 cases were produced before the tribunal. Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor, Faiz Ahmed Tayyub said a provision for fines should be introduced to stop the trend of dumping waste in drains and canals in Chattogram city. People will throw waste everywhere and the city corporation will clean it. This is not a solution. He said this while inaugurating a cleanliness awareness campaign organized by Chattogram Independent University (CIU) and Yongwan Corporation in collaboration with Chattogram City Corporation held at the CIU auditorium today. He expressed optimism that the success seen in reducing waterlogging in Chattogram will also be possible in waste management within a year. CIU Vice-Chancellor Dr. M.M. Nurul Absar presided over, while City Mayor Dr. Shadat Hussain, Chairman and CEO of Yongwan Corporation and Korean EPZ, Ki Hak-sung, Chairman of the CIU Board of Trustees, Lutfi M. Ayub, CDA Chairman Engineer Mohammad Nurul Karim, Daily Ajadi Editor M. A. Malik, among others, addressed the occasion. Earlier yesterday evening at a view exchange meeting in Chattogram, Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor, Faiz Ahmed Tayyub said the postal service will have to be linked to e-commerce as part of the country's transformation process. Postal life insurance will have to be transformed to provide seamless services to the people. He said the Postal Department is coming back being stronger through e-commerce. We have to be prepared for that. Teletalk has to face many challenges it has. Additional Deputy Commissioner Sharifuddin presided over, while officials from various levels of the Postal Department, BTCL, BCC, Teletalk and ICT Division were present at the meeting held at Chattogram Circuit House. Abidul Islam Khan, the Vice President VP candidate of the Chhatrodal-supported panel, alleged about various irregularities and inconsistencies, including ballot papers without serial numbers and marked with ballpoint pens, and incorrect vote counting in the OMR machine in the election of Dhaka University Central Students' Union and whole Shongshud. He made these allegations at a press conference organized at Dhaka University in the capital today. Abidul Islam Khan said the signatures of the Chhatrodal polling agents were not taken on the result sheets after the vote counting. Dhaka University Chhatrodal leaders were present on the occasion. Now international news. Four U.S. citizens, including 3 children, were among 5 people killed Sunday by an Israeli airstrike on southern Lebanon. Israel's military said it had struck and eliminated a Hezbollah operator in the southern town of Bint Jabil, but acknowledged that several uninvolved civilians were also killed in the strike. Among those killed were a father and 3 of his children who were U.S. citizens. Lebanon Speaker of the Parliament, Nabi Berri, said this in a statement mourning their deaths. Lebanese Foreign Minister Youssef Raji said the mother of the American family was injured in the Israeli attack and is in a critical condition. Afghanistan has firmly ruled out any deal to return Bagram Air Base to the United States, following comments by U.S. President Donald Trump expressing his desire to regain control of the former military hub. Faizuddin Fitrat, Chief of Staff at Afghanistan's Ministry of Defense said on Sunday that a deal over even an inch of Afghanistan's soil is not possible and dismissed reports of negotiations to hand back the base. An official statement later reinforced that Afghanistan's independence and territorial integrity are of the utmost importance. Bagram, located north of Kabul, was the largest U.S. airbase in Afghanistan and a central hub during America's 20-year war against the Taliban. U.S. and NATO forces withdrew chaotically in July of 2021 under President Joe Biden following a 2020 deal brokered by Trump with Taliban insurgents. The loss of the base coincided with the rapid collapse of the Afghan military and the Taliban's return to power. The Israeli military killed at least 25 members of the same family in the Khobor neighborhood of Gaza City as it ramps up strikes across the besieged enclave. A group of homes were bombed in the early hours of Sunday by Israeli warplanes in the Khobor neighborhood, where Israeli tanks began advancing in late August as part of a plan to destroy and seize the area. At least 17 people have been rescued in the aftermath of the strike, and rescue work was ongoing as people and emergency responders dug with their hands, and family members at the scene said they feared as many as 50 people were trapped under the rubble. The Palestinian family made an urgent appeal for help to try to free others still trapped. Family members at the scene said they could still hear voices from the rubble. Footage circulating online showed casualties being rushed away in small vehicles surrounded by people. The video showed a mother crying out that she lost all of her children in the Israeli attack in the Khobor neighborhood located south of Gaza City. Intensive Israeli airstrikes also targeted the Shati refugee camp in western Gaza City and the Tal al-Hawa neighborhood southwest of Gaza City. Syria will elect a new People's Assembly on 5th of October, the first parliament to be chosen since the fall of Bashar al-Assad late last year. The state-run Sana news agency reported on Sunday that the vote for members of the parliament will take place across all electoral districts. The announcement came as a new government sought to rebuild state institutions and gain legitimacy amid regional and international efforts to stabilize the war-battered country. A third of the Assembly's 210 seats will be appointed directly by President Ahmed al-Shara. The rest will be chosen by local committees supervised by the Electoral Commission. The chamber will be tasked with approving legislation aimed at overhauling decades of state-controlled economic policies and ratifying treaties that could reshape Syria's foreign policy. The new parliament is also expected to lay the groundwork for a broader democratic process following al-Assad's removal in December after nearly 14 years of civil war. Critics, however, warn that the current system does not adequately represent Syria's marginalized communities.